They lost everything, not gradually, not partially, completely. The city had fallen. The temple was gone. The kingdom had ended. And now, they were taken, not as travelers, not as visitors, but as captives. From Jerusalem to Babylon, from freedom to exile. And among them was a young man, not a king, not a warrior, not a priest, just a young man, taken into a land that was not his, under a king that was not his, surrounded by a culture that did not know his God. And the first thing they took was not his home, it was his identity. Because the king of Babylon gave a command. Bring the children of Israel, not just any, but the best. Those without blemish, well-favored, skilled, understanding. Those who could stand in the king's palace. And they were chosen, trained, prepared, not to return, but to serve. And among them was Daniel and his friends, Hananiah, Mishael, Azariah, and they were given new names. Daniel became Belteshazzar, Hananiah became Shadrach, Mishael became Meshach, and Azariah, Abednego. Because if you change the name, you begin to change the identity. And if you change the identity, you change the person. And everything around them was designed for that purpose. New language, new learning, new culture, new system. And then came the test. Not large, not obvious, but decisive. The king appointed them a portion of his own meat, of his own wine, the best, the finest, what any captive would accept without question. But Daniel made a decision, not loudly, not rebelliously, but firmly. He would not defile himself, not with the king's meat, not with the king's wine, not with what would slowly change who he was. Because compromise does not begin with big decisions. It begins with small ones. And he asked, not demanded, not resisted. He requested, test us, give us pulse to eat, water to drink, and compare. 10 days, that was all. And the answer came, not from strength, not from argument, but from obedience. At the end of 10 days, they appeared better, stronger, healthier than all the others, because what is done in faith is sustained by something greater. And so, they continued, not blending in, not resisting outwardly, but standing inwardly. And as time passed, they were brought before the king, tested, examined, measured, and in wisdom, in understanding, in knowledge. They were found 10 times better, not because of training alone, but because of something given, because God gave them knowledge, skill, understanding, even in a foreign land, even in exile, even under another king. And Daniel was given something more, understanding of visions, of dreams, because what had been taken from them did not take what had been given to them. And the king saw, and they were placed, not as captives, but as counselors, not as outsiders, but as those who stood in the palace. Because faith does not always remove you from the system. Sometimes It places you within it. And Daniel remained in Babylon, not for a moment, not for a season, but through kings, through years, through change, because what had begun was not just survival. It was something greater, because in a place where everything had been lost, faith remained, not loudly, not visibly, but consistently, and that was enough to begin.